All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Get Big Podcast, the podcast for blurs, nerds, everything in between. If you got a fandom, we got you covered. Will is out again this week. He is still on vacation because being a dad is a full-time job on top of his full-time job to go with his part-time jobs of his other podcasts and being guesting on other podcasts that our friend Chris Scully has, Blurred Eye View. So he's out and about. I've been out and about, which is why we've been on reruns for the past couple weeks. Excuse my computer. So we're back. I'm hosting. Unfortunately, Podroid will not be joining us either this week. He is in timeout. Also, he ran low on power, and I've yet to get around to swapping out his 6 AA batteries. So, where can you find us? First and foremost, you can find us on Stitcher, on Spotify, on Amazon Music, and Google Podcasts. The reason you can't find us on Apple is because Apple wants us to pay them to put our podcast on there, and we just can't afford that right now. But you can find us every week or every other week. I know I'm a little bit behind on putting up some of the podcasts out. That's on me because June is just really, really wild in terms of all the conventions that I'm a part of, since I'm part of a vast amount of cosplay groups, and that's taking up the majority of my time. So we'll try to get those podcasts out to you listeners very soon. Again, my apologies. Let's move on into today's news. First and foremost, the onslaught of movies is continuing. I got to go see The Flash. We will go much more in depth on this. I will only be giving spoiler-free impressions. That is, this movie is a C minus. The third act saves this movie. Despite what the director says, the CGI is god awful, and I believe a PlayStation 2 mid-life cycle has about the quality of these graphics. I find some of the cameos very disturbing, if not downright ghoulish, for various reasons we will get into next week. And honestly, the third act saves this movie. I did not really enjoy this. This was not a bad movie, but this was just a ultimately forgettable movie. I don't think we'll even be talking about it in a couple months because how forgettable this movie is. Does this have its fans? Absolutely. They are entitled to it. If you love The Flash, fantastic. If you're a fan of the Flash comic books, you're going to find a lot of fault in this movie. I am very closely tied to the comic book world, as everybody knows. That did not diminish my love or hate, increase my love or hate for this film. I looked at this purely from a cinematic perspective, and I just did not enjoy my time with this film outside of maybe the third act for the most of it. I at least will be generous and give this a C minus. Again, this is ultimately forgettable. Moving on over next. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I got to go see a screener of this film. This was not bad. So here's how I looked at this. I have to keep in mind nothing is ever going to touch the original Indiana Jones trilogy. It just won't. Those films are just some among the cinematic history's greatest films to me. And it's very hard to go back to what they were. It's very hard to recapture that magic. So I went into this film looking for it to be better than Crystal Skull. And while Crystal Skull had its moments, it had very low lows. So I was engaging this film to see if the lows of this movie were as low or lower as Crystal Skull. And I'm happy to say they are not. Not to say that this does not have problems. The CGI de-aging is still very apparent. But the film itself was fine. I had fun. It's enjoyable. Harrison Ford still kills it as Indiana Jones. It's just now he brings grumpy old man energy because now he's a naturally grumpy old man, even in this film. I enjoyed my time with it and thought this was a lot of fun. So definitely go see this one. This comes out next week. Thank you to those that passed those screeners on to me. I was very much appreciated. I'll be seeing it with friends again soon once this film comes out properly. And I hope you guys have a good time in watching this. Will and I will be discussing this probably next week, a bit more in depth. So look forward to that. Moving on. As soon as I can find the right tab, work with me. Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion kicked off. Big shout out to our friend Shadow, who cosplays Nick Fury. Now you have a reason you can go grow a much shaggier goatee. Ultimately, this first episode was fine. Everybody had fun. This also retcons quite a bit of stuff, so I no longer know where this is taking place in the time frame of the MCU. They originally said this was supposed to be set during the blip, but they talked very much about the blip, so this has now happened after the blip. They also retconned some other things that happened during the blip. But the first episode's fine. It has a good twist ending. I did not think they would do that to the cast so early on. Some acting issues in my end, but take it as you will, to each their own. I will continue watching this. I think it was a fun series, and I enjoyed my time with it. So moving on, we have comic book news, and that is in the form of an announcement of Star Trek Picard's Academy. This will be looking at Jean-Luc Picard's Academy years in Starfleet. This will be written by Sam Maggs, who previously wrote Star Trek Waypoint #2. And the artwork will be by Ornella Greco and colors by Charlie Krakoff. Again, we are going to be looking at an era of Star Trek history we don't really touch upon too much outside of, Star Picard reminiscing or very brief flashbacks. And that's Jean-Luc in the Academy. Probably also getting to know Jack Crusher, his future best friend, and namesake of his... I guess I can spoil it now because it's been so far out for season 3 Picard. The namesake of him and Beverly Crusher's son, Jack Crusher. Jack Picard, Jack Crusher Picard? Jack Picard Crusher? I don't know how that one is. Anyways, like I keep saying and reiterating, this is Jean-Luc's Academy years. Not too much to say on it right now other than me repeating the same sentence over and over again because we just don't know too much about it. I don't even know who any of these people are outside of 2 humans and an Andorian, maybe. I have no idea what species these aliens are. Moving on over, Invincible Iron Man and X-Men. This is part of Fall of X. This is the marriage and wedding of Tony Stark and Emma Frost. Lots to say about this, but first and foremost, we have a big art issue here because somebody who's dead, Miss Marvel, has appeared in this cover, and everyone's like, well, that's an issue. So this doesn't come out till September, so there's a possibility that Kamala could be resurrected in there. We also need to keep in mind that this is a full piece of cover art, and this is artist interpretation, and this was done months ahead of time, even probably months before Marvel said kill Kamala Khan so we can bring her back and make her comic even more profitable with the movie coming out. That being said, this kind of shows that Marvel doesn't quite have a direction of what's going on at the moment, because that's a big whoopsie that Kamala's right there on the shoulder of stature. For me, my favorite part right here is someone still drew Polaris not given an F and still having a cup of flat white even during this wedding. And of course, Jean and Scott, and Jean is just squeezing the crap, or Scott is still squeezing the crap out of Jean's hand. If you joined us last time when we talked about Scott, he was ready to take a break with Jean and get with Emma, and Emma just told him completely off. Now, what do I think about this in the long run? Ultimately, This is fine. Marvel has a habit of they love weddings, they hate marriages. DC, on the other hand, no problem with weddings. Have a problem with weddings, no problem with marriages. So, what do I think this is? I think this is if it is a proper wedding in a marriage, there are several scenarios. So, first off, Emma can have a telepathic relationship with anybody she wants. She did it with Scott, which is how Jean found out that Scott was cheating on her with Emma. Was, while not physically, was mentally through a telepathic relationship. We don't know if Emma's been seeing Tony for years telepathically, possibly. So that could be where the relationship comes from. My end on this is I believe this is a wedding of convenience. And being why that is right now, if you've been reading X-Men, they just ran into Stark Sentinels. Who knows Stark tech better than Tony? So Emma could be willing to marry Tony for the fact that she'll have full access, being Mrs. Stark, to all these tech plans, leading into structural weaknesses of the Stark Sentinels, as well as boosting Krakoa itself and its people through Stark technology. Tony, on his end, currently does not own Stark Enterprises, but because it has fallen into some Chinese mutant dude. I don't even know the name. I'm not reading Invincible Iron Man at the moment. He's the angry dude who wanted to terraform Mars and then got shut out when the mutants decided to just do it themselves. So Tony's company owned by that guy. So what Tony gets out of this marriage, aside from saying he's married to Emma Frost, is that he gets Emma's business connections and wealth and loyalty of her companies, which he can use to slowly probably buy back Stark technology from the dude who currently has it. This is not a marriage of love. Let's be real. Unless it does take the route of Emma's been in a secret telepathic relationship for Tony for years. This is a marriage of convenience for wealth, connection, and gathering of technology. Let that be said there. So, what information do we have on this? So, Marvel itself has put out. This will be happening in September. This will be a two-part series of Jerry Duggan, and with art by Stefano Caselli and X-Men 26. And looks like written and art by Juan Ferregi in Invincible Iron Man, as well as stunning covers by Lucas Wernick. This goes into what I said. The attire is all Hellfire. Orch is afraid to follow. You know, the normal fare for whatnot. Duggan goes on to say neither a married type, the what's why it works, and this is how it works. This is as much fun as whether marriage works or not will need to be seen to be believed, and you have to buy to find out. Pretty much saying this is the wedding is probably just a farce and a cover for both of them. Oh, Invincible Iron Man. Excuse me, I am wrong. Invincible Iron Man is also being written by Jerry Duggan with art by Juan Ferregi. So we'll check that out when the time comes. This is September. We got a bit of a ways off. Again, those are my thoughts on it. I truly do believe that this is a marriage of convenience, not a marriage of love. Now, shifting over, we got quite a bit of videos this time around. Hopefully, I do this right. I did not have a good time last time with the audio for videos, so please bear with me and making sure I do this correctly. First off, Marvel just put out today the official trailer for the Fall of X, meaning the Krakoa era is officially coming to an end. All right, so there we have it. This is the official trailer for Fall of X. Lots of X books will be ending and new books will be beginning. It looks like we have Alpha Flight, Astonishing Iceman, Children of the Vault, Dark X-Men, Immortal X-Men, Uncanny Avengers, Invincible Iron Man, Jean Grey, Realm of X, X-Force, uh, the Uncanny Spider-Man featuring Nightcrawler, a Wolverine book where he appears to be the new Ghost Rider, X-Men and X-Men Red. This will be replacing the current titles of X-Men and increasing some of the current titles of X-Men. I'm down with it. I don't think I'm going to be getting them all because I buy enough comics as it is. If I'm going to be adding anything, probably it will be Jean Grey and Dark X-Men because I am a big Maddie Pryor fan. Plus, it has Havoc, and Havoc is my favorite of the Summers brothers. So that rounds up comic news. Now, video game news. What is going on with video games at the moment? So for me on my end, I am currently going through playing Street Fighter 6 with Menon. I'm enjoying my time with it. I am around rank silver, bouncing back and forth between rank silver 3, rank silver 4. That's where my current skill level is with the game. Um, I play on my Twitch at Joe Italian last name on Monday nights. That's Monday night Menon time. And I play about an hour or two, try to get as many matches because my lab for fighting games is in ranked mode. That's where I learn. I find that works out best for me because rather than practice for real world scenarios, I rather practice in real world scenarios. Um, it's a challenge. I'm starting to find where my deficiencies in the fighting game are and where I need to improve and move forward. Am I trying to master ranker? No. Am I trying to have a good time and just claw my way through the ranks as I learn and be more proficient in the game? Yes. Um, I'm not trying to be the next item. I'm not trying to be the next spooky, the next Maximilian dude, any of the big names. I'm not trying to be them. I'm trying to be me in this fighting game. I'm having a good time. Manon's a hard character to play as because she is a aggressive, aggro, rushdown style hybrid grappler, meaning you can do things to finish the match outside of tossing her, though tossing is very good with her. She can get her throws to be stronger than Zangief's. My biggest issue with her right now is everything about her is unsafe because of how much damage she can potentially deal. So all of her, the majority of her stuff on block is negative. So for those of you unfamiliar with fighting games, what that means is if I get anything blocked, I take a ton of damage because my character's recovery to get back into a normal stance takes longer than most characters because everything is just negative. So I have to very carefully coordinate attacks, toss out as many pokes as I can, try to get as many attacks to hit and then move into combos. And with Manon, that's just very hard to do. I just don't have that skill level yet. I'm getting there. It's a slow grind. And like I said, I don't go into practice mode. My practice mode is just rank match. So I am learning as I fight, which that's how it just works for me. I can't be those guys that sit in practice mode for hours and then go into rank match. I'm going to sit in rank match and learn trial by fire all the way through. It's worked out for me so far. I'll learn my matchups better, learn what to do, get better. Thankfully, I'm not one of those people that get very angry with video games or fighting games. I don't get salty. I don't get upset. Every loss to me is a learning experience, and I'm here to learn. So, moving on forward, everything else that's going on. Just got Final Fantasy 16. I'm enjoying it thus far. A lot of cursing. This was very inspired by Game of Thrones during its time in development. So much of the F bomb in this game. So much. That being said, it's got Torgal, which is adorable. So, what else is going on? Honestly, not too much. I have just been out and about with my various cosplay groups because conventions are in full swing, as it usually is in summertime. I am thankful to take a break this week and just chill. I really need it. I really, really need a break. Um, Other news. We are going to hop back into other news because that's enough me time. Nintendo had a direct this week. So we will be jumping back and forth between me and these other directs. So enjoy the first of our directs, which is Star Ocean Second Story R Remake. So that was that one. Unfortunately, I forgot to put it out on the second screen. My fault. Sorry about that, guys. Oop. You get out of here. Learning how to do this stuff is hard sometimes. Sorry about that. So, Star Ocean, Second Story R. I will definitely be getting it. I'm a big Star Ocean fan. I really dig some of the remakes they've been putting it out right now. I am quarter of the way through the most recent one on PlayStation 5. Been enjoying my time on that. Looking forward to this new one, although there's so much coming out from Nintendo soon. I haven't even gotten started on Tears of the Kingdom. My little sister is currently playing that one right now while I work through Breath of the Wild. Um, so we will see what happens there on that one. Let's move on over to the next one. And that was Penny's big breakaway that is being made by the team that brought you Sonic Mania. A lot of penguins. Have not seen that many penguins since Disgaea, even though technically in Disgaea they are prinnies, not penguins, but still. Lots of penguins. I approve. I'll probably be getting that too because that looks super fun. And Sonic Mania team definitely knows what they're doing when it comes to making games. Kind of reminds me of Knights a little bit, just a smidge, just from the term of the art direction, not so much the gameplay. That does look a ton of fun. Moving on, we have Dragon Quest Monsters, the Dark Prince announcement trailer. This is one of the many Akira Toriyama games coming out pretty soon. We have this and Sandland and Tenkaichi Budokai 4. We got a lot of Toriyama stuff coming up this year, next year. So give me just a second and we will start rolling. So that was Dragon Quest Monsters, which looks like a combination of Pokemon and Dragon Quest. I'm there for it. I will definitely be getting this. Also, I believe it takes place in the Dragon Quest 3 world? Question mark? Dragon Quest 3, maybe? I think that's what the hero was from that one. But it does look like you get to be the son of the Demon King in this world and try to usurp him. Things go bad. You get cursed. Can't hurt monsters. Tame monsters. Be the greatest that there ever, like no one ever was. And then do some kind of Monster Rancher kind of stuff by fusing monsters into new monsters. Or raising monsters from baby forms into adult forms. I mean, I'm there for it. Almost all the Dragon Quest offshoot games are fantastic. So I am really going to be looking forward to this one. I'm a huge Dragon Quest fan, guys. Like, fantastically huge Dragon Quest. I have been playing them since 5. I've even had the patience to get all the way through 7. That was a chore. Ultimately good in the long run, but man, do you gotta have patience for 7. My favorite is 5, which is like the generational one, and 11, which is the most current one, and 8, which is the one everybody loves by default because that's the one they grew up with if you're a US player. I prefer 5 because that was the one I grew up on. I still play it on my DS as much as I can. So that being said, Dark Prince, looking forward to it. Moving on over, something we did not expect to come back, and that is a mouse that loves coffee. So there was our Detective Pikachu 2 trailer. I don't know how to feel about this one, mostly because the novelty of Detective Pikachu is kind of worn off because the movie is a couple years old now. The original voice actor for Detective Pikachu is back, although a lot of people have nostalgia already for Ryan Reynolds voicing the Pikachu. And furthermore, the mystery for Tim Goodman's dad has already been revealed in the Detective Pikachu movie. So they don't plot twist that thing hard. Um, don't really know what to say about that one. Uh, I could do a Doofenshmirtz impersonation for that slowpoke with the fedora, but we're probably getting copyright striked as much as we are with these trailers as is, so why add to it? I'm fairly certain Dan Povenmire would enjoy it. Anyways, I guess I'll pick that up when it comes out. I played the first one, had good enough time with it. The world is endearing, I guess is the best way of putting it. The more updated Pokemon are in it. I'm fairly certain the Mimikyu has a long rap sheet of murder and keeps getting away scot free. Um, I said I guess I'll get it. It's just one of those. I think the novelty is really worn off for Detective Pikachu. I think its time has passed and it's taken too long to come out. Hopefully, it sells well. Let's move on to the next thing. And that was Super Mario Wonder, the new Super Mario game for the Switch. Mario goes on an acid trip and could become an elephant this time around. Oop. Not fool getting me a second time, Nintendo. So, anyways, as I was saying, new Super Mario game. Looks like you can play as Mario, Peach, Toad, Luigi, and Daisy. So 5 character choices. Also, how strong is Daisy that she can push back a whole pipe being pushed by a sumo Koopa? Good lord. Luigi has good choice in women if she's that physically strong. Also, it kind of makes sense considering that Daisy is Luigi's girlfriend. Hmm. Anyways, so I mean, it's a Mario game, so we know it's going to be fun. Will I be getting it? Maybe. Maybe. I mean, I don't really have anybody I can like capitalize on the co-op with, so there's that. Mario games are very straightforward. Rescue somebody from Bowser, rescue a kingdom from Bowser, rescue a princess from Bowser, rescue something from Bowser. Um, I'm hoping this is gonna be like Super Mario World 2, or not World, Super Mario Brothers 2, where you can choose anybody. Of course, I'll be picking Luigi. Um, the whole water flower, acid trip flower thing looks interesting. Don't know what Mario's going to be doing as an elephant. That needs to be explored a little bit more. We'll see Mario transform into other things. I think he was a spike ball for a little bit. Other things. I mean, it certainly looks fun. It's just like, Mario Brothers are very just straightforward games. You know what you're in for as soon as you see it. Final trailer for the night. We are going to be looking at something that I have waited 27, 28 years. Anyways, an RPG that has been first and foremost something very beloved to me and my little sister, as well as many people. It's possibly the first RPG many people ever played, and we'll be getting a full remake as we take a look at Super Mario RPG. So that was the driver Super Mario RPG. I most definitely will be getting that, as I stated previously. We, or rather, I have really, really enjoyed that. I cannot wait for that game to come out. That seems going to be such a fun game. Um, Sorry, just setting up for the next thing we're going to be doing. Still me. Um, right. There we go. So, as I was saying, Super Mario RPG, the fact that we're getting a full remake is amazing. I did not think that we would be getting that. When I first saw it, like many, I thought, oh, cool, the eShop's getting Super Mario RPG, or the Nintendo Online finally got worked it out, and we get RPG over there. Um, the fact that we're getting a full remake is very exciting. We know where the cutscenes are. Actually, I had a little talk with my sister about this, and the one thing we really hope is the secret Final Fantasy boss, which turns out to be Terra's dad from Final Fantasy VI. Hopefully, that's still in here as the super hidden mega boss. Um, yeah, I'm really looking forward to. That's probably going to be my go-to game for this winter. I know it won't be a terribly long RPG, but still, it's going to be fun. Um, and I'm just really looking forward to it. Like I'm really not saying too much about it because I know if I do, I'm going to spoil a lot. Because that game got played to death in this house between now myself and my sister. Um, we're looking forward to finding all three of the legendary items again. Um, Running around with Malo and Gino. You Super Smash Brother guys, congratulations. This is the closest you're going to get to a playable Gino. Hopefully they keep in a lot of the other Nintendo cameos. If you know where to look, they're in the game. Um, and that being said, we're going to be wrapping up the show. We're going to head into our comics and pull this to a close. So let us share the books. So first off, we have Nightwing issue 105. This is written by Tom Taylor with art by Bruno Redondo and colors by Andreno Lucas. This is this is the start of Nightwing's newest arc where he is now fully aware of Heartless. But the gimmick to this is, and Tom Taylor's been really, really cool about this stuff of giving the Nightwing comics. We had a full motion comic in this one. This issue is totally told from the perspective POV of Nightwing himself. So we are always seeing the comic through Nightwing's eyes. I think this is a really fun issue. It's a lot of fun. Lots of fun comedy bits in here between Dick and Barbara. I just really enjoyed my time with this book. Cannot recommend Nightwing enough. If you're not reading it, find where Tom Taylor starts. I think the first trade is already out. Start reading it. It's so much fun. Moving on over, we have Dawn of the DC Superman Volume Issue 5. This is written by Joshua Williamson with art and cover art by Jamal Campbell and lettering by Arania Meyer. So this continues from where we left off last time where, pardon me, where Silver Banshee was being manipulated by Graft and the other evil, not quite Lex Luthor character, which are Lex Luthor's personal supervillains from his younger days. I don't want to spoil too much about this book because there's a whole lot to this book that happens so quickly. It's very easy to spoil. Let's just say things work out for Silver Banshee in the long run. Sorry, texting somebody. As I was saying, sorry, very important text. Silver Banshee. I can't really go into this book too much because, as I said before, a lot happens in this book, and it's very easy to spoil this particular issue. Stuff works out for Silver Banshee. We learn more about the two new mad scientists that are not only Lex Luthor's rivals, but Superman's new villains for this arc. Artwork is phenomenal. Jamal Campbell just knocks it out of the park. Definitely go get it. Won't be disappointed. The new Marilyn Moon Knight or Moon Knight Marilyn makes another appearance in here. I have no idea what Josh Williamson's doing with this character. At this point, she kind of seems pointless, but I know Josh Williamson has a plan and it'll work out. Next up, Wonder Woman issue 800. This is written by a litany of writers and drawn by a copious amount of artists. This is all pretty much an anthology series with the underlying story of this is Wonder Woman recovering from her recent bout with the gods from the previous arc, or the Lazarus Planet, where she and Shazam traded powers, and fought some of the pantheon, the Greek pantheon. And Wonder Woman is body is recovering while she's taking adventures in her mind. This is written by, good Lord, that is a lot of people. Zoom in, enhance. Becky Clune and Michael Conrad, Joella Jones, Althea Martinez, Mark Morales, Nick Robes, Todd Newak, Skylar Partridge, Cully Hamner, Jen Bartel. Artists are Jordi Belair, Tamara Bonvillain, and she must have a fun name, and Jen Bartel. Colorists are the colorists. And we also get a sneak peek at the upcoming team with the appearance of Trinity, which is Wonder Woman's daughter and more than likely Steve Trevor's daughter. This is written by the new upcoming Wonder Woman team of Tom King and Daniel Sampere, with colors by, gotta see it, can't tell if that's a J or not, Jamad Murray. It's very hard to see because of the white sea spray. But this final part in the book does take a look at Wonder Woman's daughter, who is considered the new Trinity's official form because John Kent is Superman, Damian Wayne is Batman, and the new Wonder Girl, slowly becoming Wonder Woman, is Trinity, who carries 3 lassos. It looks like Diana's golden lasso of truth, Donna's silver lasso, and Trinity has her own lasso, which is black, which she alludes to the black lasso being of some great importance, but we don't know what the black lasso is a lasso of. So, kind of hard to see on that one. Still, this is all part of Wonder Woman issue 800. I really enjoyed it. Quite a few good stories. The Jordi Belair Wonder Girl stuff is beyond my favorite, but again, very biased. The Wonder Girl book got canceled way too soon. Jordi Belair continues to make that book gorgeous whenever she draws it. I always have to reread anything she draws at least twice because I'm not paying attention to the story. I'm just looking at the art. In this case, again, same thing. I had to reread most of this book twice. Artwork is phenomenal. The Trinity stuff is a lot of fun. I'm fairly certain she's talking to somebody I already know in the book, but we'll see. Moving on over, we have Titans issue 2. This is written by Tom Taylor with art by Nicholas Scott, colors by Annette Kwok, and lettering by Wes Abbott. The Titans are currently investigating the murder of Wally West, but it turns out it is a future Wally West as Wally pops in, and things are afoot as the Titans must stop a natural disaster, but keep Dick keeps Wally behind because Wally potentially could have died at this point. On top of that, we learned that Dick Grayson shares a commonality with Batman in that he does have a contingency plan should the Titans go AWOL or out of control or are controlled. However, unlike Bruce, and even Dick himself tosses Bruce on the bus saying, unlike Batman, I will absolutely tell you, hey, I have a contingency plan for all of you. It would be stupid not to. We are a team of highly powered individuals, and should any of us be controlled or go to the dark side, I have a way to handle you. But I'm going to be upfront about it. And you know what? Everybody appreciated that with Dick, which is why Dick is still my favorite Batman, because he is the better Bruce. Also, I love that he just immediately tosses Bruce on the bus because he just outright says, like, unlike Bruce, I'm going to tell you guys. I dug the book. This is kind of supplementary material for both Flash and Nightwing. The Titans book continues to be fun. Tom Taylor knows what he's doing. It's one he's given so many books to DC because the man just knows how to write good stories. Next up, moving over to Marvel, we got Avengers #2, written by Jed MacKay, art by Cia Vila, colors by Federico Beli. We learned that Kang has is slowly dying and kind of makes a deal with Carol, who says, Kang is like, hey, here's a list of how you can avoid 1,000 deaths. I need you to do me a solid if I give you this info. The Avengers save the 1,000 people on the list by using the means Kang gives them. And as a result, they need to kind of honor Kang's dying wishes. Although, keep in mind, this is a Kang. So any King out there is possibly still a threat. This particular King stopped being a threat. So now the Avengers are on watch for a being of power similar to Kang, because he is also an opposing time traveler. Although knowing Kang, and if he's dealing with a rival time traveler, it's just another version of Kang using a different name. But we'll see. The art is good. The story continues to be fantastic. I like what they're doing with the Avengers. I've not had this much fun with Avengers for a very long time, not since the Civil War era. Jed MacKay continues to do no wrong, and I look forward to see where this is going, even though I may already know where this is going. It's just if you deal with Kang and Kang says a rival time traveler, chances are it's just another Kang using another name. Next up, we got Captain Britain, Betsy Braddock. This is the final issue of the 5-part miniseries. This is written by Tini Howard with art by Fosco Georgiev. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Eric Arkanaga. Again, I apologize for name mispronouncement. Is our colorists. This just finishes out the Captain Britain run from Tini Howard, which really started as the newest version of Excalibur. Betsy and Morgan Le Fay finally finished their duel, and we finish out some other stories with Brian Braddock and his wife, as well as Britain's Mutant Task Force strike. Get their ending, and we just kind of work towards an ending. And overall, I'm sure there'll be a new Tini Howard book down the road, but this kind of just seems to end the journey of Betsy. And because, of course, as we know, Fall of X is coming about. We don't know exactly what that has to do with the Britain aspect of the mutants, because Betsy does not live on Krakoa, so she may not be subjugated to all of the Fall, but she is still a mutant, as well as a good majority of the cast of this book. So we'll just see how it goes. I enjoyed it, but I'm a big Excalibur fan. I've been collecting Excalibur for a while now, so this will definitely be added into my collection. Moving on, book of the week, The Incredible Hulk. This is written by Philip Kennedy Johnson with art by Nick Klein. and colors by Matt Wilson. Hulk returns to horror comics, meaning we can take this as Immortal Hulk Part 2 in terms of the horror aspect of the Hulk. The long and short of this does take place in the continuity from the previous thing where we had the Hulk miniseries Hulk Smastronaut, where Bruce Banner inhabits the mind of the Hulk and runs him like a spaceship. Hulk did not take kindly to that, and as such, Bruce is on the run not only from the Hulk, but from everybody because Hulk is really not happy with what Bruce did to him in the previous arc, and he is looking to swap bodies and make this exchange permanent. He has had it with Bruce. After all that going through in Immortal Hulk, Bruce screwed it up, and Hulk is ready to make him pay. But monsters are about, and they are gamma monsters. So it's up to the Hulk to start putting creatures of the gamma world away for good. We also run into a new character for this arc, a young lady who's escaping abusive parents who, like Bruce, has a lot of rage and will inexplicably be drawn to the Hulk. Philip Kennedy Johnson is a polarizing thing. Some people love him, some people don't like him. I've never heard anybody really hate Philip Kennedy Johnson's writing. It's just you either love him or he's just not for you. Nick Klein, however, as an artist, definitely lends himself to this book. He really knows how to draw a good horror comic, and that's exactly what this book is. So, book of the week, we're going to keep going with books, but my highest recommend this week is most definitely the new Incredible Hulk. Moving on over, we have Scarlet Witch. This is annual number 1. This is the prelude to Contest of Chaos. This starts what would have been the tie-in for the Agatha Harkness television series had it not been delayed due to the reshuffling in Disney execs and the writer's strike. So there's that. Also, this is going to be the new Marvel line-wide event, the Contest of Chaos, which is a big magic event because we haven't had a big magic event in a while in Marvel. Not since Damnation, I think, or the death of Doctor Strange. So it'll be good to have a giant magic event. Wanda's right in the thick of it, and we get to take a closer look at Agatha Harkness in this book. See what's going on there. This is written by Steve Orlando, art by Carlos Nieto. Again, apologies, with Trina Farrell as art colors. And final book of the night, Ultimate Invasion, written by Jonathan Hickman. Art by Brian Hitch, colors by Andrew Curry, ink by Andrew Curry, color by Alex Sinclair. So this is the rebirth of the Ultimate Universe, which has been brewing since Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars. Pretty much Evil Reed, known as the Maker, which is the Reed that is one of the 2 surviving characters, along with Miles Morales from the Ultimate Universe, finally breaks free from his prison, goes on a heisting spree of various materials, while Reed of Proper Universe brings back the Cabal and tries to stop Evil Reed or the Maker from whatever he is he's trying to do. And we take a small pit stop to Miles Morales' house where Reed or the Maker just asks, like, hey, I'm restoring our universe. Do you want to come? And Miles is like, no, this is my home now. I've got my family. I've got a new little sister. This is my universe now. I don't want to come with you. And then he was like, you know what? That's cool. I just thought I'd throw it out there. And had you done the same, I would have appreciated if you had asked me. And, I probably would have said yes, but I respect your decision. Still, Miles is going to be tied into this because Miles is the Spider-Man of that universe. We see Maker do something towards the end of the book. We know that the new Ultimate Universe may not be the same as the last Ultimate Universe. So changes have already been made and established. So we'll see what happens because I think this is only 4 or 5 issue miniseries event. A lot of hype surrounding it, but not a lot of people knew it came out this week. I want to see what's going on. This has piqued my interest, but I'm not exactly hyped to follow it. It's cool that the Ultimate Universe will get to come back, but it's not the Ultimate Universe I knew. That being said, I was really only attached, like many people, only to Ultimate Spider-Man because a lot of the Ultimate characters were just not my thing. But I'm interested to see what this new Ultimate Universe and what its new lineup has in store. So we'll see what we got going on. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to a close tonight for this week's episode. Thank you for joining me. I want to again remind you guys that we are on Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music. You can find us there, listen to our episodes, rate, review us, let us know what you think. You can also catch us on Twitch, on Facebook, on YouTube at Get Bid Podcasts on YouTube. You can look at some of my gaming videos on Total Justice Gaming. I'll get around to doing something with that channel at some point. I have no idea what I want to do with it. You can find me streaming over on Joe Italian Last Name. You can drop in on my Twitter, Joe, the number 10, the letters LO. My screen on there is Joe Italian Last Name. Just come say hey. I'll chat with you. I'll do what I can to improve the podcast along with Will. And we will just see you guys next time. And just look forward to going out with you guys. So I will catch you all later. Take it easy.